Well, dear friends, sorry, this is second video of today. This is 11th April 2020. Previous video was interrupted due to some reason. I don't know what reason, but I think there was some internet problem. It was coming clear. I was talking of corona issue, serious issue, of course. You must have seen in last video I have given you some information about what's happening around the world and how serious it is. Means every day we are getting problems of criticality. Now corona is almost very much spread all over, and today I don't think more than that about 100,000 people have died so far, more than probably, and America has around 500,000 people affected, and they are also moving very fast. Bharat, we have not so far succeeded in testing. We don't have any infrastructure. हम बहुत धीरे धीरे चल रहे हैं अपने देश में टेस्ट करने के लिए, जो ठीक नहीं है एक्चुअली, और जहाँ टेस्ट दोबारा हो रहे हैं वहाँ लोग पाए जा रहे हैं. Now I'll go to talk about something that public must use this time for learning something. Youth must learn something. They can learn about English, they can learn about something else, and they can learn about constitution of this country or whatever else they want to learn. This is right time. I have seen people calling me without anything, just showing their some, you can say, bad acts on video, which is not good thing. You are young, don't waste your energies. Keep yourself to your work. If you don't have work, get some work better. Just like I say, you can learn English. I'm just giving 5-10 minutes for this. Just tenses are there. This is very easy. Means you can learn in your own language. I am from Hindi language, so I can say translate from Hindu to English. It's in 12 tenses like present, past, and future. Just as I say I go. It's present. I say I shall go, and I went. Right? It's like that. I go, I went, I shall go. These are same, is present, past and future. I say I go is present. Just I go, I went, I shall go. Similarly, I am going, I was going, I shall be going. Simple. Or I say I have gone, I had gone, I had gone, like that. Simple. I have gone, I had gone, I had gone. I have been going for 3 hours. I was going, I had been going for 3 hours. I shall be going for 3 hours. It's so simple. Or you may say, like, only, you can say continuous, only continuous without any other time. It is I am going, I was going, I was going, I shall be going. Or this in perfect is I have gone, I had gone, I had gone. Or continuous, perfect continuous, I have been going for 3 hours. I had been going for 3 hours. It is so simple. Why don't we learn it? I have to ask this question to myself. Can't you understand it? You talk to yourself. What I am doing, how I am doing, what should I do, it's what time. Means you ask yourself, talk to yourself, so that you don't feel insulted that you talk wrong. Can't you talk yourself? You talk yourself. What's my name? My name is this. You talk to yourself. Consider yourself a teacher and yourself a student. And then see what you talk is right or not. It is so simple. I think so beautiful and is the easiest language. It is easier than your language. Only you read some vocabulary, keep dictionary with you, read that. Dictionary is your teacher. When I was in school, our teacher, English teacher, checked every dictionary with every student or get out of class. So dictionary shall give you many meanings, many important meanings. Example, Doctor. What is meaning of doctor? Do you know? You will say doctor means a person who treats you. That's right. But there's another meaning of doctor. You know that? What is that? Doctor is a relation between a teacher and a student. A person who teaches is called doctor in fact. Doctor treats patient, that is medical relation, but doctor also teaches patient, that is actual relation of doctor. Teacher or a master, I mean say a person who solves problem, who knows problem, understands problem and solves problem. So you solve your problem. Don't run away. There are two subjects from which generally our students run away. One is English, one is mathematics. Both are very easy if you use your mind calmly. Don't be in panic, just think of and do it. If you don't do it, communication is a problem for you. It shall remain a problem for you forever. You cannot come out of that. Mathematics is your root without which world does not move, and English is your communication power without which you cannot move. Both are important. This is my suggestion to you. It's not only that translation shall solve your problems, but it shall create a degree of confidence in you people. It's very important point. If you are confident, you can do whatever you want to do. Rightly or wrongly, just think on those people who are in England. Their language is not Hindi. Their language is only English. How can they understand? How they teach is entirely different than what we teach. We teach translation, we teach grammar, and we teach so many combinations of that. For example, in grammar, active voice, passive voice, parts of speech, and so on and so forth. We read only 12 sentences and special sentences. If you know that, nothing is wrong with that. But you need some interest. You need some initiative. Read it. Don't shy away. Don't say that this is not my language. You are using English. It's your language. Maybe, but it's not national language. All languages are national or international. We are all living in this earth. All are interacting on internet. So there remains no issue whether this is national language or this is international language, because languages are languages. It's communication. Tell me what language is smiling. Is it some language? What language is laughing? Is it some language? What language is blinking? Is it some language? What language is breathing? Is it some language? No, what language is dancing? Is it some language? What language is shaking hand? Or namaste? Or salam alaikum? Or salute? What language? Don't be slave of something you're not clear of. Don't think that this is inferior, this is not mine. Everything is yours. Water is hydrogen and oxygen. Do you understand? Is it Hindu-Muslim or is it national, international? No. Use mind and be human being. Be human being. When you are in hospital, you have blood transfusion, which blood you take, you know from whom this blood has come. You know, you don't know, but you are happy. I am healthy now. I have recovered now. I have been operated now. You don't know who blood was it. So please use your mind. Be human being. Treat people equally. Religion got no meaning as far as humanity is concerned, because humanity is top religion. God never says this is my religion or I am this. No God announces any time that I belong to this religion. God thinks everybody child, even animals and other creatures, God's child. So be human. I am just trying to communicate to you that humanity is first. Because when you came to this earth, you did not bring any certification that you are following this religion. So forget it. Keep it to your indoors. Keep it to yourself. You be Muslim, you be Hindu, you be Christian, whatever you are, be human first. If you are not human, you are not following any religion. We call with pride Vasudeva Kutam, but we call only Vasudeva Kutam. We don't know what is a Vasudeva Kutam. We do not understand what is Vasudeva and what is Kutam. That is our weakness. We have to win over this weakness. If you do not win over this, you cannot understand humanity. You cannot understand. You will just be in that mindset, oh, this religious person is bad, I am superior, this is inferior, this is second class. This stupid, this polluted mentality should go out from minds of everybody. Now tell me, in this COVID 2019, which religion is helping you? There is no religion helping you. Doctors are helping you. Nurses are helping you. Your money is not helping you. Forget something else. Learn a lesson from this. This is biggest teacher. Your money has no value. Treatment is not available. So where is your people calling this top, I am bottom, I am top, this is bottom? No. You are human being. Those people who used to think they are superpowers, they have also gone. No one is caring for them. No one who is caring for them. Those who used to think they are everything, they are also nothing. They have gone. They are not getting anything. So what I should say, that we should be very clear that nothing as such would help us as you are thinking. This was regarding English. I just tried to advise you. I am not teacher of English. I am not degree in engineering. In English. I am just trying to say, teach yourself. Don't expect that if you have passed. Learn more. You can learn English. You can learn any other language. There is no bar. You can learn your Hindi also. There is no bar. But learn that language which can be useful for your work in future, either in society or in job. Use that language. Write it. Don't only speak, write it. Learn it. So this was my only advice. So I just took 5 minutes on this. Now I'll say another point also. If you listen to me, as I say all time, we in Bharat are ruled by constitution of this country, Bharat का संविधान, Constitution of India, just like every country is ruled by its constitution, and also group of countries that is called United Nations Organization, that is ruled by its charters. So it is your duty, it's your moral duty, your legal duty, and your particularly professional duty, that you should know about constitution of our country. If you think you are member of this country, if you think that you are a good citizen of this country, you have also a duty to protect right of those who expect you to protect their right. You may be officer somewhere in future or now. You may be some leader in your field. You may be some political leaders. You may be social leaders. You may be teacher or professional. Everywhere you should suggest your juniors, you should help them. You should help them, your colleagues, your friends, your circle. You can help them only when you know your rights and their rights, your duty and their duties. If you do not know that, if you do not know anything about that, you cannot help yourself even. This is nothing against someone. This is my fundamental duty to help my country. Of course, to help myself first, then country, and then family, and then everyone. I can know only then if I know what I am and what are my rights. If I know my rights, proportionally I must do my duty. This is also right. And if I do not do my duties, I work against nation. I am telling you all this as an advice. I am just giving advice. Don't run away from requirements, from facts. Sometimes what happens, you are having big position, valuable position, but you do not know your duty, you do not know others' duty, and you just move your way without having target. You have taken certain oath, but you don't know what oath you have taken. Now, for example, Here, everybody takes some oath, undertakes certain oath of constitution of this country. You may be an officer, you may be a clerk, you may be a big person, you may be political leader, you may be constitutional official, whatever. All undertake certain oath. I take oath under this constitution. They take oath, but they do not know what is constitution, unfortunately. आप शपथ ले रहे हैं लेकिन ये नहीं जानते शपथ किस चीज़ की ले रहे हैं, बस बोल दिया कि भारत के संविधान में ये है वो है करके आपने एक लिखित शपथ ले ली, बोल दिया और आपकी शपथ पूरी हो गई, लेकिन आपको पता ही नहीं कि आपको करना क्या है। वो बात मैं आपसे कर रहा हूँ, ज़्यादा लंबा नहीं खींचूंगा मैं इसको। भारत का संविधान, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया, यू कैनॉट अवॉइड इट, नो वन कैन अवॉइड इट। यू मे बी वट एवर टॉप पोजिशन, you are bound by Constitution of India until you are in this country. You are a member of this country, you work outside, being a member of this country, citizen of this country, you are bound by Constitution of this country, because when you are outside, out of this country, you are having passport of this country, which means you are bound by rules of this country, by constitution of this country. Therefore, it's your duty to know something about this if you do not know. And if you say, no, I don't do, you may say so. You may say, I don't accept this. Say, what does it matter? But whether or not you like it, you are bound by constitution. It is therefore in the interest of every citizen, young or old, senior or junior, know something about that. To an extent, it is a must. It's not too much. It's not too much. Few chapters and all chapters not applicable to you. For example, don't worry about judiciary immediately. Leave that. Don't worry about something else so much. Just find some articles that relate to you, and this can be, you can say, fundamental rights, state, or you may say executive, or you may say your voting right, or you may say your duties, such type. What is panchayat, how it works, what is municipality, how it works, what is state government, how it works, what is our union, how it works. Few articles, if you know, you will make you a better person. Because when you go to some office, somebody can say anything to you and you don't understand what that person says. You are just dominated by some person because that person knows it's a specific law you do not know, and you are harassed. We are harassed because of lack of knowledge. It's not because of something else. If somebody harasses me, I don't know how to respond to that person. I stand as if I know nothing about that. That's why that person abuses me. If I can respond to that person shall not do anything against me. In our country, everything is available. Every rule is available. Problem is, we do not try to discover that. If you know that, if you keep all records updated, no one can act against you. This is, I have experienced in my life. I know what is meaning of writing, what is meaning of speech. I know it very well. Writing has every meaning and speech has no meaning. Your mobile talk has no meaning, but your mail has meaning. Your writing has meaning. Your writing can be made only when you know what law is. What law is, what fundamental duty is. You claim fundamental rights, you are right. You have every right to claim that this is my fundamental right, right to speech, right to write, right to expression. Yes, this is there. And you have to accept that, you have to recognize that. You cannot run away from that. Whatever political party you believe, I don't care for that. Whatever leader you follow, I don't care for that. My leader is Constitution of this country. My leader is neither Prime Minister nor President nor someone else. I abide by Constitution of India. This is your fundamental duty. Read Article 51A. You have to abide by Constitution of this India and honors of this India, flag of this India, national anthem of this India. This is your fundamental duty. And if you cannot do this, you cannot get a fundamental rights. Both are together, they move together. You have to respect ideals of those freedom fighters, ideals for which they lived their lives. You have to respect that. You have to respect culture of this country. Culture doesn't mean I am saying religion. Culture means for centuries and for millenniums how our cultures, our rituals were affected. That has nothing to do with law, but it is law. Means if it is practice and it doesn't harm this community or that community, that must go on. This is our law. Fundamental duty says you must know, you must respect that. You have to respect everybody in this country. You have to respect women. You have to preserve natural resources like lake, like water bodies, like forests and whatever. You have to raise level of science. You have to raise level of education. You have to bring this nation upwards towards more and more advancement. You have to respect womanhood. You have to force students, children, study. This is your right and duty. And if you do not do this, if you don't think for nation as a whole, you cannot be called a moralized citizen. I can't consider you, though nobody will put you in jail, but your moral is zero. Your affinity, loyalty toward this country is zero if you don't do your duty. Everybody has a duty, and that is bring Bharat progressive up and up. If you cannot do that, you just involve yourself in dirty politics, religions fighting, caste fighting. You are not citizen of this country factually. You may be physically a citizen, but consciously, by conscious, you are not citizen of this country. You are not in loyalty interest of this country. What our preamble say, read that. Simple, very simple, nothing mushkil, nothing difficult. We, people of this country, is simply say people of this country, which means citizens of this country. It doesn't say something else. So we people of this country, there is no mention of religion, there is no mention of caste, and there is no mention of any constitutional position. It simply says we people of this country, Bharat, India, having solemnly resolved, solemnly means अपनी आत्मा से, अपने मन से फैसला किया, निष्ठा से, संपूर्ण निष्ठा से. जब आप भगवान को इन्वॉल्व कर रहे हैं, इसमें निष्ठा क्या होती है? आपकी आत्मा से, आपके धर्म से. We people of this country having solemnly resolved to constitute our country Bharat India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to its people, security, not only giving, securing, guaranteeing its citizens justice, equality, liberty. Some people talk of why secularism is there, why secularism is there, and why socialism is there. Some little mind people, some people who have no knowledge of subjects or words, they talk like this. They talk like this because of their mindset. Somebody set their mind in such direction, they cannot think beyond that. Actually, they don't understand meaning of any of these 5 foundations. Foundation number 1 is sovereign. Foundation 2 is socialist. Number 3 is secular. Number 4 is democracy, and number 4 is republic. Some claim something was added later on. So what if it's alienated on? What's the problem to you? What this says, if you go to history of our constitution, what was discussed in Constituent Assembly, a lot of deliberations were undertaken, and secular was top one, top fundamental, which you do not know. And moreover, if you go to further points, justice, freedom or liberty, equality. What is justice? Social, economical and political. If social justice is there, socialism is there. Can you say to your public, you will not be given social justice? Can you? Is public your slave? Social, economical, political. These three justices are reserved for citizens. And why do you want to remove socialism in this case? What is socialism? Socialism is a solution to society. Social justice. It doesn't happen, it should not happen that somebody is so much high powerful and I am not having water to drink from my well. Is it social justice? You are enjoying your life and I am not having anything with me. It is social justice? No, it's not social justice. Wealth of this country is not only for those who are rich. Money is not supposed to be concentrated in hands of few, but it is because of politics, because of political nonsense. Wealth of this country is not property of riches. It is property of everyone. You have to pay them their share. You cannot say no. That is socialism. So on what basis you are saying remove socialism? When justice requires social, economical and political. Economical. What I said money, it is economical. And justice for politics. Only riches are rich in politics. MP, MLA, who are they? Are they poor people? Very few, hardly someone. Why I cannot be there? Because I don't have money to fight election. Now come to other one, liberty. Liberty of what? Equality and opportunity. And freedom. Freedom to speak, freedom to write books, express opinions and way of worship. When there is way of worship, what is that? I worship, I go to mosque, I go to temple, I go to church, I go to Gurudwara, I go to synagogue, I go to wherever I want to go. This means what? This means our citizen is having absolute freedom to worship its way or not to worship anything. Citizen is free. It is citizen's prerogative to decide which privilege one wants to avail. I say, I don't want to worship anyone. Let us say yes. Is it your problem? I don't believe in anything. Is it your problem? No. Or I want to sit and worship in public. Is it your problem? No. Then why do you say that remove secularism? Secularism is for public and state both, but public has full liberty to worship whatever way it wants. No hindrance to public, no obstruction to public as far as law and order is maintained. Why don't you take it that way? To an extent, you are not abusing others' communities. You are doing your prayer. No one can stop you from that. This means state is free of religion. There is no religion in state. State means controller. All those constitutional bodies and statutory bodies which were for public in name of government or in name of institutions which are called state. State is having no right to poke its nose into religion. This is our definition of secularism. But citizen is fully empowered to profess whatever religion, whatever sect. No one can stop. So there is a bifurcation. State, no link to religion. Yes, it may help some community depending on statute, what parliament approves, but state is religion-less state. State cannot interfere in religion except what law says. And citizen can follow any religion, any sect, any faith. Citizen can follow whatever citizen likes to worship or not to worship. So there are 2 points here. Don't blame nation that Hindu or Muslim. This nation can never be religious name nation. Never. Bharat is not religion name. India also is not religion name. But Hindu Rashtra is a religion name because some people call themselves Hindu. Or if you say Christian Rashtra, that is also religion name. Or if you call Islam Rashtra, that is also religion name. Or whatever name you call. This is Bharat and India. There is no religion involved in this. Secular means secular. Your definition of secular is different. Secular for a state, it is no religion. State is religionless, faithless. Our faith, national faith, Bharat faith actually is Bharat Samvidhan, Constitution of India. That is my holy book. That is your holy book as far as lives are concerned. My holy book is not Gita or Ramayana or Quran. That is for my personal work, personal relation to God, not formal relation. My formal relation does not work with state relation. We have to understand this point very clearly. There is some confusion among youth. Remove secularism, put Hindu Rashtra. I see many postings as such on Facebook, and particularly I will not name that person. Every day he writes like this, as if what he wants to write, I don't know, just spreading pollution on social websites, social media. What happens if you write like that? You can do nothing. You have no power in your hand, and PM also got no power in his hands. President also no power in his hands. Why do you write such nonsense? Are you foolish? How many times I stopped these people? Please stop writing Hindu-Muslim divide. Please stop writing all this. But they write more and more. These people are illiterate. They cannot understand. They are dirty mind, sewage-filled mind, I can say. If these youth are like that, what shall be future of this country? I cannot say all youth, maybe 10%. They are only busy in writing such stupid posts. Division, talking Hindu-Muslim always. Why you are worried about Muslim? What can you do against them? Can you push in Muslims out of this country? That is next to impossible. It's their country. It's same their country. It's just as much as your country. You have same power as much as you have. Why do you say this is your country? On what basis? What is your statement saying? My country, Hindu country. What is basis of that? Define what is Hindu. There is no religion Hindu. You are just posting Hindu, knowing nothing about that. So I am trying to say to all citizens of this country, try to learn something about Constitution, because Constitution is your future, Constitution is your present. And if you do not understand this, your children will not understand anything, you will not understand anything. I have even seen some lawyers, advocates who are supposed to know this Constitution thoroughly, they are talking always something else. I have seen political leaders who have undertaken oath of this question. They do not know what name of this country is. And this is for all politicians, not party politicians who say. Really? Educated society, crores of educated citizens, but useless education. Only party politics, leadership politics, not national politics. I hate such leaders who just want to make their image in public. My image should be there, my post should be there. They do not think for nation. I have seen photo of PM on all advertisement. He doesn't put photo of Bharat. Unfortunately, he should publish in name of Bharat Naksha Bharat Mata, but he puts his photo that I am doing this. How you are doing, Prime Minister? Is it money going from your pocket? It's government money, it's government money, it's government money, it's public money, not your money. You have no right to put your photo on all advertisement, but you are putting that just like Indira Gandhi used to do that. Why do you show your face? Say Bharat Mata is doing that, say Bharat is doing that, say Bharat citizen is doing that, but no, Modi's photo or Indira's photo. This is polluted culture of this country. My name, I am, this means I am above this country. I don't like this. It is my money. It is everybody's money. You are enjoying on that money. Why? Question arises because you know our citizens are unaware of Constitution. I just previously also told everybody, try to understand your Constitution, not because of vote, no, because of awareness. You should know who is who and who are you. You should know that. You should know what is your power according to this Constitution, but you do not know. It's your fault if you do not know, not my fault. It is your duty to know. Your fundamental duty mandates. Abide by Constitution. Read it. First is that. Abide by Constitution. What is meaning of abide? मानना पड़ेगा संविधान आपको, ये मतलब है. आपको संविधान मानना पड़ेगा. इसका मतलब क्या है? आपको संविधान पता होना चाहिए. संविधान आपको पता नहीं, ड्यूटी आपको पता नहीं, चिल्ला रहे हैं, बस चिल्लाते रहिए. कौन पूछता है? भैंस के सामने जाने का फायदा तो नहीं होता. और कोई जंगल में जाके चिल्लाता रहे, क्या होगा उससे? Open this door and see what you are. किसी नेता को फॉलो करना मुझे पसंद नहीं जब तक आपको पता नहीं. I don't believe to follow up any these rascal political leaders. I don't consider them leaders. I consider citizen of this country leaders. Because Constitution is given by citizen to citizen. It's not given by government to citizen. Citizenry gave this Constitution to citizenry. So who is author of this Constitution? Every citizen is author of this Constitution. Every citizen is leader of this Constitution. Be a citizen first. Don't be follower of someone. I am neither follower of any political leader. I don't want to be. My political leader is my Constitution. Rights given in this and duties demanded by this Constitution. I believe in that, and I am nowhere with those who cannot understand this point. I am not with those because they are in darkness. They don't understand what they speak. They don't understand what they write. Until you read that, you understand that, there is no meaning of any debate. There is no meaning of the answer because you do not understand anything. Just they are not giving any creative posts. It's Facebook or someone else. You should use it properly, educate each other. If you have good information, share with others. But irrelevant information, no meaning, wasting their time and Facebook energy, just writing whatever they want to write. Write creative. Some people are doing good, I know. Some people are doing professional work on that in every field. That is welcome. At least you are trying to teach others. If I am getting some information which I never got it, I'll be thankful to that person that I got this benefit from by having that information. But writing in favor of this leader or in favor of leader or criticizing past leaders, this has got no social contribution. What right I have got about that? If somebody is doing his duty, is doing. It's not doing any specific to. If some leader is there, if he is working, it's duty. What is specific in that? All leaders worked in past. Everybody works in every country. If I am working somewhere, I have to work. You are working somewhere, you have to work. So what is specific in that? Oh, this has come, this man has done it. This is duty. And if it does something, they will say you do not do it. It's our duty. Do not run in that way. Country remains forever. Leaders do not remain forever. They are like you and me. One day we have to go. Everybody has to do his job. So do not be overexcited. Respect. I am not saying don't respect. Respect someone, regard someone of your choice, but do not be slave to them. Don't be slave to them. Indira Gandhi did a lot of things good, but she did bad also. We can simply say. Indira Gandhi was very good administrator, very good, excellent prime minister, but she was arrogant also. That's also a fact. She thought she is everything, which is not true. Same thing her son Sanjay did. So we should not say fact is fact. If you are not doing something you are required to do, you are not right person. So simple. If Prime Minister doesn't do something which is required to do, I have every right to criticize Prime Minister. And if Prime Minister doesn't listen, that person is not qualified to be Prime Minister. So simple. Because Prime Minister is certain service position, it is not ruling position. Prime Minister is not rule of this country. Constitution is rule. If you know Constitution very well, you will think a lot before voting. That's what my message is. You have to read few articles. Again, I number those articles. Article number 1, name of this country. You have to read what name of this country, which is Bharat, India. Then article 5 to 15, I think 5 to 11 something. These related to citizenship definition. What are citizens of this country? Then if you go to some other article, there are fundamental rights. You all know about that, no need of interpretation. Then I'll jump over to article 51A, which is most important and dynamic article that mandates you that these are your fundamental duties and you must read them, because your fundamental duties teach you a lot and demand a lot of every citizen to do for this nation. And then you go further to article 74 and 75, you will know what is government, what is council of ministers, and what is prime minister, how prime minister is appointed. And then you go further on to that, you will go to article 81. Article 81 tells you what vote has to do. What is meaning of vote? It simply says that you have to elect your territorial representatives. Simply, nothing else. Territorial representative means if it is constitutional territory, I mean to say if it is national territory, it is called Lok Sabha territory. If it is state territory, it is called MLA territory. So you have to elect those people. It is clearly given. And then if you go to article 325 to 327, you will understand what is vote, who is enrolled, how is enrolled, and what is meaning of this enrollment. It's very simple. Every voter is citizen of this country and must be a citizen of this country until he is of unsound mind and so declared, or he is a criminal so punished or sentenced. And then you can jump on to next one. So there are certain schedules, important schedules also. You can say panchayat, what is municipalities, what are the roles, what is union list, what is concurrent list, what is state list. These are only required of a citizen. Because if you know all this, you understand what Lok Sabha should work, what Rajya Sabha should work, and what your assembly should work, and what municipality should work, what panchayat should work. you deal with that, and day like you are from a village or from a city, it doesn't make a difference. You deal with the state positions, you deal with public relations. If you know at least this, you can understand what this person is doing is wrong. He is not doing his duty. What this officer is doing is wrong. He is not doing his duty. What this MLA is doing, what is MLA, you have no other duty at all. You are not required to elect any government which is you think is illegal. Vote doesn't mean to elect governments. Not at all. Simple answer is that. If you read Constitution, you will be clear about that. That there is no meaning, there is no provision, it is not your job, it's not your duty to pre-elect someone that this must be my PM or this must be my government or this party. No. No political party is written in Constitution. No election of Prime Minister is written in Constitution. So simple. You are not authorized to elect any government. You are only authorized and chartered to elect MLA and MP or member of Panchayat. This or member of municipality. This is your role. And this is only role that is powerful. With this role, you can change this nation. No need of change this nation. On that day, when these realize, these people who are playing politics with citizens, they realize that citizen knows meaning of everything. That day, you will find a change in this country. Of course, Corona is there, it will change so many things, but Corona cannot change so many things. It's you that can change. If they consider people are foolish, yes, they are right. If they consider people are not thinking, they are right. Because people are not thinking. Even intellectual class is not thinking, forget others. I openly say. Our intellectuals, 98% are sleeping intellectuals. They are only in their field, that's it, and that is also without quality. They are not thinking for nation, they never think for nation. So this talk is to advise you, please, for God's sake, for national sake, for nation's sake, for your children's sake, try to know your nation first. These people would say anything. They will never like you know this. Had they liked, the people should know our Samvidhan, our Constitution, this would happen from very beginning itself. But it never happened. And we never cared. That's not our fault because we are not educated community. We were not very much educated in those days. So we could not get benefit of that. But now it's different. It's different now. If you want to set this nation right, you have to first understand what you have to do. I think you are clear about what I am saying. If you are not clear, I have no answer. I cannot answer you. I know people, some youth, some others, they don't like me. I still thank them that they don't like me. Because not liking you is also some good. It's also some quality. If people are against you, because they say no to you, it's good for you. For me, I like it. I don't like those who just respond to me, yes. No, I don't like them. Because I know what is yes with me. I know what is no with me. I don't need any advice from someone. I know what I am doing positive and what I am doing negative. I know that. If somebody comments on my work, no, and that person, explains or gives feedback on that, I respect that person. Even though that field may be relevant, but at least someone is doing something, he writes or thinks, I respect that person. I don't condemn that. But if somebody says no, it's just for sake of no, or somebody calls me chamcha, or illiterate, thanks, no problem. These words are nothing new for me. These are part of your life. More than this, they cannot do what they have to do against me. No problem. They may be angry. They did not like my writing, so they released their energy by writing that much. No problem. This happens. Many times I too write that. So I don't mind this. But think, again I say, think for nation, not for person. I do not value person, I value nation. If you believe a person, you are wrong. Persons can be created. These to whom you call leaders, they can be created. If some person is interested in personal image making, that person is very dangerous for country. Very dangerous for country. Whoever may be. Image making is not your job. No need of education, no need of advertisement. Your work should speak. My eyes are open, not closed. I can see your work. Similarly, my work is seen by so many. This is natural. So why should I worry about my advertisement? That my face should be there. I don't know my face because my face is not working. My efforts are working. My efforts are working or your efforts are working. Why worry about face? Why worry about face? When I work out of this country, I may work somewhere for 6 months, somewhere for 1 year, somewhere for 2 years or many more. But once I leave that job, my face will be there remembered for a few weeks, few months probably, those are close to me. But after that, gradually my image shall diminish and go out of that. But my country name shall be with them. Oh, there was one from Bharat, India, who did this job wrong. When there is a mistake for my work, they would say, oh, it is due to that idiot person from India. He was there and he caused all these blunders. And when there is something good, they will not say that. Because this is human nature. Oh, that's yeah, I did that. Somebody would take credit for what? No problem, take credit. What did they? My choice is, nation is important than me and then everybody. Do not worry for your image. Your image is no use. Yes, in your face people may name you, oh, this, my leader, this my leader. You are not leader of anybody. If you think that you are doing for nation, you should not worry for your name as leader. Leadership does not mean name. Leadership means service. If you throw people on road for walking, you cannot be named as leader. I never respect you. Because those are also this country's people. Those people are not giving food, they don't give money, they don't even think how you leader. How are you leader? What sort of leader you are? If you have no mercy with these poor people, you cannot be called a leader. Simply. Some people write stupid thoughts on Facebook. They worked for whole life. They could not manage 21 days. Who are you to decide about that? Who are you to decide what they have managed or not managed? Are you feeding them? Are you giving them food? You are doing nothing for them, but just blaming them. Blame Prime Minister and blame all those who did not think even for a minute what shall happen to them. He is responsible for this. Without thinking, without taking into consideration any such negative result, he decided. This is job of perhaps like that. Does Prime Minister smell like this? Just he wanted to do something and did something. That's it. I don't consider such personality as my leader. Because leaders should lead, not kill people. Well, you may feel bad. I least bother. Facts cannot be denied. If because of some leader people die, and they died, who is responsible for them? Who is responsible for them? My question is. Well, we go further. I just wanted to integrate this with my talks because these are very burning issues. One should have knowledge about that. And my expression should also be clear to you what sort of person I am. But believe me, I am not very much diplomatic. I am diplomatic when it is required, but I am very aggressive. This is my nature, I know. I cannot digest, first of all, fake. I cannot digest false. I respect honesty. I respect determination. I respect commitment. And I respect decisions. Maybe sometimes it is wrong. We can correct that. But I do not respect sluggish work, slow work. Yes, if there is a problem, we can solve problem. But a person who is in a responsible position, height of responsibility position, must be working even during sleep. But we are a sleeping society. In fact, whole world has become a sleeping society because nobody cared for this pandemic. I know this is not that type of disease, this unknown. But why unknown? That's also a question. When still people are not serious to this, because people are dying, they are serious. Because people are dying. And their people are dying. If people used to die in our country, nobody would be serious. In their country, Europe, people are dying. America, people are dying. Everywhere, people are dying. So they are little serious. All will go to now management, daily issue management. Today there was a break in this system. So already it's now, I have 2 hours more, 2.5 hours. Let's continue on management. Management, which is my definition of management, is in totality. It's not that it's business administration management or it's office management or it's commercial management or no. My definition is in totality. Management means quality management, or as you say TBM, total management, total quality management, TQM, or total work management you can say, or total whatever management you say. It should be absolute, without any unknown error. Yes, by work there can be error, that can be accepted, but intentional error or ignored error is not accepted. I am a person from engineering, civil engineering, which is basics engineering, which is not engineering dependent on other engineering. This is engineering which uses natural materials and converts them to useful materials, performing materials, permanent materials. That type of engineering is much more important than imagination. We are not doing imagination engineering, and we are not depending on if that engineering doesn't work, my engineering will not do. We are layman engineers, you can say. I am a layman, lay engineer. An engineer who is rough, who is arrogant, who is hardworking, who is stumbling, and all that. I am that type of engineer, and which is a real definition of engineers, because engineer doesn't mean just speaking. It just doesn't mean just showing that I am very polite. Politeness does not mean engineer. Fact is engineer. Because from morning till evening you will find normal weather, then little heated weather, then very heat weather, then little down matinee, and then evening, and like that, or in cold similarly. That is what engineer is all about. All weather condition engineer. Struggling, non-struggling, enjoying, weeping, laughing, helping people. That type of engineer. And not just a social engineer. People call it diplomatic. People used to call me many times that, oh Suraj, you are not diplomatic. You don't know how to handle people. You don't know how to handle clients. You don't know how to do this and how to do that. Because they used to worry when I used to talk into my management, what nonsense you are doing. Why you are doing this? First of all, no management is interested It's front bites. I'm not saying back bites. If front bites means if you front bite or cry on your management, why this guy is crying? I am paying this. I am honor of this country. He has to follow what I say. No, that's not correct. I have to follow what is said administratively, not professionally. Many times it used to happen with me in past, in long past. Means management wants something to do impossible which is. It happened once with me in Iraq in 1982, 81 I think, 82. We were working on a slab and it's impossible. They were in a hurry. Oh no. So come on. Tomorrow it should be cast in 2 days. Please don't talk to me like this. It's not possible. No, go and see again. Go once more and see. How can you read? I told him with definite concern, no, don't talk about this. It's not possible. What you're talking is air. You want to build this air? How can you build an air? You are only thinking of money. You are only thinking of your conditions. You are not thinking of work. Had you thought of it, you would not talk that. That was actually, there's always a gap between a real worker and imaginary worker. Real worker is engineer or engineering people, and imaginary working is management. They do not want anything, they just want everything fast. Hawks, hawks. They want to speak fake. How can I say fake when I know it's not possible? What is the meaning of engineer? Engineer. What is the engineer? Engineer means reality. That's it. No imagination. Real answer. Real work. Real work means physical work. How can you do something by imagination for physical work? Time it will take, it resources, otherwise can't do it. Simple. Engineer is supposed to be frank. One should be frank and clear, because if you take just under force some commitment which is not going to happen, again you will get blame on that. And I am not afraid of blame, but why to accept something which I cannot do or you cannot do? If I bow before someone, nothing wrong with bowing, you bow. But for what? Yes, if I am getting something good for my workers, my staff, I would certainly bow, because if at the cost of my bowing, if something good happens to them, I'll be happy. But just bow because I am there? No, I will bow. You are keeping me because you need me and I am helping your company or your organization. It's just a relation, nothing special benefit to me. I am doing my job because you hired me. If you don't hire me, I will not do it. Only that relation, no more than that. I am your asset. I am your supporter. I work for you. It doesn't mean whatever you say I accept. Rather, whatever I say you should accept, because I am expert of that. If I advise you something, you should do that in your interest. This is what I understand. Yes, there's mutual cooperation, that's right. I'm not running away from cooperation. But cooperation doesn't mean whatever you say I have to accept. That's not cooperation. Again I say no means I'm your friend. When I say no to someone, it means I am that person's friend. Well-wisher. Excellent wisher, not well-wishes. And when I say yes, what you say yes, this means I am sleeping, I am not thinking. Whatever one speaks, okay, yes, you are right, yes, you are right, yes. This means I am sleeping. Simple answer is that I am sleeping. And I don't respect those. Yes, you sleep physically, that's no problem. But if you sleep mentally, that is the problem. Because even your eyes are open, you are not in bed, Your mind is not working, you are sleeping. You are simply sleeping. And now it is proven that whole world has been sleeping. Corona we will see. Corona we will see. They have seen. They have seen. It is because of this sleeping we have lost 1 lakh people. Many lakhs are ready to go because of that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Politics should go away. It is because of politics. No other reason. No other reason we have lost so many people. All because of international politics. They were thinking for nuclear bomb, this bomb, that bomb. I am this, you are this, I take this, you take. Only in this they use their time. Just making money. Making money. GDP. Not human P. Gross domestic product, not gross human product. If there is no human, what is meaning of GDP? Any meaning? No meaning. That's what I'm saying. Quality of leadership, not only in professions but also in management of governance. Management of governance. If our leadership all over the world are not quality oriented, and it is proven they are not, they are only speech oriented, fake promises oriented, just tell innocent public we will do for this, for you and for this, and they never do. That quality must be procured now. Of course, world has changed, completely changed, so quality must change. My quality orientation is that it is everywhere. It's everywhere. Means we have to be quality oriented persons, individuals, and quality oriented leadership in every field. We have seen that we spoiled air, we polluted air, and now you can say because of complete shutdown, no flights, no trains, no vehicles, no industries, no factories. There has been decomposition. There has been, you can say, dissolution to some extent of pollution. Pollution has fallen. You can say polluted particles have settled on ground. Of course, they will not go somewhere. Currently settled because no augmentation of this particle air content. This means gradually settling, and hot particles are not coming up, so there's no turbulence and you find little difference in air composition. This says that if whole world reduces uses of these vehicles, less use of flights, means reduce your luxuries, you can achieve something. That intensity of pollution has come down. It's been under natural control. So same thing should apply to human also. We should be concerned. It is clear that political leaders are not very brilliant people in the world. It has been proven. But those who are brilliant have served. Doctors are brilliant, they served. Nurses are intelligent, they served. And of course engineers are there, but they are not serving in this case, I know. But development is more important. So quality of works can be achieved only when you understand what is required. If you understand procedures of whatever activity we do, you can define those procedures, you can select those procedures point to point and elaboration by elaboration, and your team, your crew should know what you are going to do. And by that, virtue of that learning, they will make skill development, they will develop their skills, which is also important. The skill development doesn't mean write and read and get some degree. The skill development is to work, which can be used, only that work which is useful professionally, it's called professional work. Otherwise, it's just work. Professional work means advanced basis knowledge. Advancement of that knowledge is used in this work, and that is used by those for whom it is meant. So quality work, quality activity, quality work should be very important. I since belong to construction, I had covered some topics on buildings according to requirements, as I said last time in your ISO 9001 2015 relations about meaning of quality. That meaning of quality is very important because quality is not limited to something, it's widespread. Quality to think, quality to act, quality to work. So I had considered those in my brief tasks, such as annexes annexes SL, high level structural language of quality, which is used which has been used since 2015, and that is very dynamic one. If we just generate a specific activity or activity, and if you understand that correctly, you get benefit of that. I covered that structural, I covered that for, you can say, RCC buildings construction, for RCC building supervision, RCC designs and general. I covered that, and I also extended that to activities just like soil, excavation, foundation, groundwork, or columns, superstructure, etc. Yesterday I was at point of you can say, just name place, at point of here, which was, let me go to that, slab pouring, suspended slab pouring, which is very good structural item. Structural pouring, let me go to that one. Lift wall was finished, and this is stairwell and suspended slab works. Yes, it is that. This suspended slab I read it later, but let me explain first. I explained you what is suspended slab in details, and I just defined various activities involved in relation to temporary works, preparatory works, and permanent works. When I say suspended slab, this is a permanent work. Once it is installed, it's done. It cannot be extracted back. It can be withdrawn from the location. Temporary work can be installed and withdrawn. Preparatory work can be done and removed. But permanent work is permanent there. We call it permanent occlusion, and you can say preparatory works and temporary works. I explained about how to do scaffoldings, temporary works, etc., access to location, and do preparatory works like form work, like steel fixing and services, and all those. And we were at point of pouring concrete, and I explained about how to pour it, not fully but to some extent. Now, before moving that, to complete that, I like to just have another point of this system, that is slab work. This system is of course very important. In a sense, if there is no slab, no such work, you cannot have your accommodation, commercial, residential, whatever type. Here is the RC slab. It can be structural steel and sheds, roof, pitch the roof. Point here is not that. I'm just trying to infill that, say we are taking 4 meters height of room. If it is 8 meter in some location of that area, it can be 12 meter as well. You may say single height or double height or triple height or whatever number. That is, some portion is having that much height in relation to other portion which are having equal height of single story 4 meter, 4 meter, 4 meter, and some has 12 meters or 8 meters. That differential height must be clearly understood. Differential height. And what is that actually? Let us see some message I'm waiting for this. Let us see what they say. This answer message here. Let me see what message is there. Hold on. I'll just see. It's not opening, I think. Yeah, it's opened. Well, I not get the message there. I couldn't find this message. I don't know what's anyway. No problem. I move that. Continue, no problem. Yes. Today, no problem. The plant there. Doesn't make a difference. Let them sleep. Let them sleep. No problem. My job. When I say some portion of covered area where we are going to lay slab, and some portion is say double height or more than single height, and some portion may be triple height. How you manage that? That's the point. I did this. I'll show you that. I did that. If you just see that, you'll understand what I'm talking of. I did that in some building, also here and everywhere else I did. I'll show you that one just for your information. Let's see this one. I just give an example here. It's a very clear example. You see this hall? You can see this, Hold on, let me see. Sometimes put this off. Yeah. You can see this. There's a slab here, and you can see these two beams, and this another lower slab here. Railing, you see, this is one level, and this is your ground floor level here. This is basement slab, basement below. So what I am trying to say, that this is internal balcony, and there's another slab here, means 2-story it is, and if you see this hall is double height. You get my point? You can see this hall is double height. There's no slab at first slab level, only balcony and others without slab. Also, other one I'll show you here. If the same thing you can see in this. This is same balcony, of course some close certain here, and this is stair here. The stair is the staircase west. This flight goes to slab, but other one no. You see, this is double height. This is double height. Means I was just trying to say, if that differential heights are there, differential height, I'll just try to show you another one. If I that, yes, I have another one. I don't know why people go on calling me for nothing. Just they want to show them some naked here, and I don't like that. These senseless people in this country. You see, also beam is exposed, and these people have no work at home. They sleep and they call others. Example is this another one. See, sorry, yeah, it's there. Here's a beam which is seen without slab on one side, slab on other side, and this is also one shown single height and other one shown is double height. No, it's not that. It's not that. Yeah, a part of this is here. This slab of double height here and you can also see internal balcony shown, and on one side is internal balcony single height, and other side is double height. If you see beam of double height, you can see beam here. This is double height beam here. Okay. But it's gone. See here. Yeah. You can see this. Okay. Let me see this one. Double here. Let us see this one. You can see this railing is on a middle slab. Other side, this balcony, this side where the fan is shown, the other side of balcony, and away of that, that's the double height. You might have seen this in many buildings. My purpose is just to show you what I want to say, and I want to say this: when there is such requirement that one portion is regular height, other portion is double height or 3 times height, how shall we manage? You will simply say that take that much height of scaffolding. Yes, that's okay. But because we work on that floor in full, so what we do, we add same work, just a slab preparatory works on that level also. Suppose it is double height, at first slab we take full, but we do not prepare for concrete in that portion which is going to be double height. We just prepare some platform there, good platform, so that another supports can start from there. Means one support is up to one floor slab, then another support from that platform to other slope, and if it's 3 height, then another one from there. That's only difference. Means we keep same height without concrete preparation, but supporting preparation. We have to support formwork for that double or triple height, and that is actually another type of work. We did that, we do it in double height, triple height, and that's only way that prepare a platform at that slab level, but not for slab work, for supporting system on that. So we take from ground 1 at floor level, same, but there were no beams and nothing. We just leave a platform, and from there we start another supports. And if it's double height, we start preparing work for slab, or triple height, we then make a platform and go further away. That is a difference, because I have seen this. If you go and see very big plants or warehouses types buildings where is stored heavy, or where maybe slab thickness be 40 centimeter, 30 centimeter, those shear type slabs where shear forces or weights are very high, there you use such types. They are say that is not for me to say this is such building and this is such use. It may be 8 meters height, it may be 12 meters height, depends, and we have to take that high structures and different types of load that shutters can take. This formwork can take. Let us say there is somewhere I said 50 centimeter slab. So this weight must be there. Slab weight itself has what overhead weights come on that, over live loads come on that. That point we must be very clear with. So I just try to interpret this height management, because we have seen all of this. Now continuing to concrete pour, we were talking of pour is continuous, everything was ready. We had talked of your shuttering work, temporary access, you can say preparatory works, and then ordering concrete, all services are ready. Slab was ready to pour, and we had started pouring that one. We had made pour plan and given to batching plant people and to our crew, foreman, concrete crew foreman, who would take care of this pour. Because pour is very special item these days. Pouring is itself a technology which cannot be taken for granted, that to be responded by ordinary person. A person who supervises pouring, concreting, must be very experienced person in that, should know about plus and minus of pouring. It's not simply pouring, it is technical work, completely technical pouring. We have to manage that pouring. This is very difficult work. Difficult in the sense, not physically difficult, but technically it is difficult. So many suppositions are involved, so many technologies are involved. For example, technology, we can say we have to pour it, pouring, we have to ensure its temperature, we have to ensure its slump, we have to ensure its air voids, we have to ensure that there is no cold joint, we have to ensure that compaction of concrete is very good. It should not be over compaction, there should be no segregation, and we have to make sure that there is no flash setting. We have to make sure that there is no undue unbalance of forces. They should not move. There should be no bulging. There is no other movement, and no steel bars should be disturbed. No cover should be removed. So many points are there that we have to be careful about. Now here, slump, you know what is slump? Vertical fall when you test. Temperatures, we have explained already what temperature should be. Air voids, you know well. No, I already explained in past about this cold joint as well as flash setting. I'm just repeating that because it's very important point, technical point actually. This affects structure of concrete, not structure within concrete. And if it affects that within concrete structure, then it affects steel also. That point is very important to understand. When I say cold joint, what does it mean? Maybe you know, if you have seen last videos, even then it's nothing wrong to reconsider that. After all, what is cold joint? Why we call it cold joint? Is it frozen or it's ice or what? No, it's not that. Cold means which has a started setting. Simple. In common language. When we mix concrete, green it is immediately, it comes out of batching plant or mixing plant. It's very, very hot to some temperature that ranges, between 4 or 5 to 32 degrees Celsius. This range. But when it starts setting to some extent, it starts getting cold. Or what you say, previously laid concrete means immediately say half an hour passed, 1 hour has passed, and we want to lay another concrete with a gap, not immediately, due to some unknown reasons or due to some delay in supply. Then previously laid concrete is half an hour, 1 hour before. If it is still wet, it's still not started setting, and we connect to new concrete or next batch concrete, it can't be called cold joints. But when it has done that, it's starts working, and we are laying new concrete on that or new next concrete on that. This is called connection between cold and hot joint. Cold and hot concrete. Your previous concrete has been waiting for hours. Nobody treated that, nobody used vibrate on that, and the new batch that has come, old batch that was there can be no relation between two. No integrated relation between two. That point we have to understand. And that is called cold joint. And I explained to you also by method of pouring in big foundations. In a step way we have to pour in stepping, like this. If there's a big foundation, 2 meter deep, and we have to take some 2 meters wide concrete patches and thickness, and then go to other one, third one, fifth one, and in between, and then like that. Means we should move in a way that previous concrete laid must be covered with new concrete or additional concrete, top concrete. That's called avoidance of cold joints, because cold joint must be avoided, otherwise it will harm concrete interest and project interest. Now, otherwise it is flash setting. What does it mean? Flash means what? Fire flash or camera flash? Means sudden light that goes away. Sudden movement that's enlightened and disappears. Same thing with flash setting. Something appears there in concrete just once and then it also goes away. Goes away. What does it mean? Heat, weather, hot, 35, 40, 45, and we are concreting. So what does it mean? When temperature is 45, 40, let us say, what is steel temperature? Must be more than that, because steel is good conductor of heat and electricity both. Now, if we on site, we work with steel, work or don't work, it's tied up there, it's placed in position, certainly it will be heated by sun. This means, let us say, by heat, its exposure, it's 42 degrees Celsius or 45 degrees Celsius, and we are working on concrete. Concrete temperature may be within limits, but atmosphere is different. So imagine concrete is being poured on steel which is 45 degrees or around, and concrete is at 20 degrees or 25 degrees, range of 20 to 45, big range, and just pour it on steel. Heat of steel bar is transmitted to concrete. Heat of steel bar is transmitted to concrete. This means a difference of about 20 degrees is transmitted to concrete, which is let us say 15 degrees, 20 degrees concrete, and 45 degrees, that a difference of more than 20 degrees, which causes a kind of flash energy transfer, heat energy transfer to concrete, wet concrete, and therefore it impacts concrete because its temperature is 20 and another 25 has come. So how much it is? 45 or 40, which exceeds its range. This means this setting of concrete in flash setting mode is not per specifications. This is high temperature setting, which is not admirable in normal situation. Flash setting must be avoided. It must be avoided. Flash setting. So two are, one is flash setting and one is tidy, house tidy, inefficient, efficient, like that. If you can understand this point, this is technical knowledge involved in pouring, and this is very difficult to control until you are very well aware. Foremen or those who are not well educated, they will not understand this. You have to keep a watch on that. And this is only reason that with countries do concrete in night time. In daytime they do this, they will exhaust. But problem is still there, that we are using that concrete for our project, and we least bother about such aspects of quality. So these 2 points must be well understood when we say that we are doing work. Now, this is one part of problem, that we have taken care of cold setting by minimizing time of laying batches, 2 batches. We are trying to, say, if increased timing would certainly means cold joints. So if by mistake say it happens, then you cannot continue pour on that matter. Either you have no time to repair, you cannot remedy that, but you have to accept its dimensions. This is called cold joint protection. Now, can you protect it? That's the point. Let me for some moment stand and see. I also feel lazy. Let me take some water, get up and talk to you for 10-15 minutes by voice and standing, so that I feel I'm not sleeping. Maybe you feel this guy sleeps always. And yes, sometimes it happens that me. I'm a human being. I get up at about 1:30, 1:40. Maybe you're not sure about this, but I get up. I sleep around 9. I sleep not more than 4.5 hours because I have to prepare for this, and early morning is my choice because of so many reasons. So let me stand for a while and talk to you about that for stretching my legs. Also, I try to fan for 5 minutes. Sorry. I am talking about concrete pour on slab. Yesterday I talked something. I started with how to take when you get transit mixer delivered, you have to take samples of slump and test. And if test is okay, you must take air voids and also take cubes, mold cubes for testing purpose. And in case you don't get slump in range, then you should reject that concrete. There's no other way. Don't be hesitant to that if you think it cannot be recovered back. That's one point. You have tested on site. Now you have received that concrete. Before that, you have to see when it's delivered, difference between delivery time and delivery from plant. You have to see that how many minutes have left. Though it doesn't happen, but in some cases it happens. It happens by chance, say tire of that truck mixers punctures and it delays. Okay, that one you have done. You are starting receiving that concrete on your approved roof and you are ready for casting. And as I said, we have to make sequences. First of all, to avoid flash setting, if it's high temperature, you should spray some water on your shutters thoroughly before pouring concrete, so that temperature of reinforcing bars is reduced. Temperature of heat timber, ply or something is also reduced. So there should be least temperature difference between steel, timber and your concrete. Minimum difference should be there, and that excess difference, high difference would not help concrete, but it shall be heat set, hot set, which is not recommended. So you are keeping your area cool and you are ready with all kinds of requirements during pouring and post pouring. You are ready with vibrators, you are ready with your finishing items, you are ready with water, with chlorine compound, and whatever is required, you are ready with that. It's good. You are ready with that. That's very fine. That is required. Now I say, you have set your teams, slab is big, your crews are there, the supervisors are there, you are there, or someone else is there in your place who can be site engineer. If you are not there, a big man, site engineer is there, foreman is there, charge hand is there, consultants are there, quality guys there, all are there. Remember, all are doing their work. So you have to be smart enough. You have to plan best way Don't be in hurry. Concrete is available, it's coming in time. Only thing is speed will not change, only your setting is required. You have to see from which end you have to start. You have to define yourself. And you have to be ready with construction joint mechanism. Don't forget that. You have to be ready with prefabricated construction joints, stop ends, because of an emergency. You may see some emergency, you have to fix your construction joints, stop ends immediately. Otherwise, you will create another problem for you. If you are not successful in fixing stop ends or construction joint at once, you shall have to chip all concrete out at that point, and that is also a big job. Just remember, readiness is always better, precautionary measure is always better, irrespective of whether or not this is required or this may not be required, but it must be ready. You have all arrangements with you. You have made an inventory. You check that inventory. I have this. I have mission bags. I have water. I have polythene sheets. I have curing compound. And if you are curing gun or spraying gun, and you have standby people there below slab and above slab. You have your compressor ready. Whatever you think is required. You have your carpenter's mechanism for floating. And if it is, you say you require power float, this is a power float you have, this is called helicopter in language, and your all other requirements are ready. You are getting concrete, you are approving that truck, you approve truck, it reaches to pump located where we are allowed, this is located. One pump or two pump depending upon quantity and size of your bore. You got it. You have started receiving it on location. People are there with full dress, safety and all gumshoes, the overalls, helmets, goggles, all there. Your pulling tools are there, pulling equipments, for example shovel, hand shovel, or five teeth, puller, that's called punji in our language, tooth X you can say. Beams may be 1 meter deep, beams may be 50 meter deep, 50 not meters, centimeter, I mean just 50 half deep, 50 centimeter deep. There may be some wall as well in fascia. You have to keep in mind and instruct accordingly to batching plant manager what time I need that. Because slump hole beam, slump hole wall, slump hole slab are all different. There should be some variation in that. In thin section you cannot use low slump concrete because it will be a problem to go in and vibrate. It should be defined in hand and you should be in close contact with that person, coordinator of batching plant. You got all that. You should have a standby vibrator ready. Remember, it's very important. Standby vibrator in working condition. You should also have cement slurry ready if so required. Now, question is sequence of concrete. You cannot start blindly. I mean, I take somewhere here, I take somewhere there. No. That's not acceptable. It's concrete. It must be well planned and done accordingly. I would suggest start at one corner and start actually at beams first, but not direct pour to beams. Don't pour directly to beams. Pour at edge of beams or edge of slab in connection with beam. Hold there and pull gradually into that particularly bottom portion of beam. If you throw directly from pump boom, where it comes too fast, too rapidly, with this high speed, it can impact this jetting can impact your valve of beam and it can move out. Even your tie bolt is there. So take care. Top bottom portion of beam, it says 60 cm down stand or 50 cm down stand. First layer of beam must be done very gradually, slowly. Vibrate it then immediately, don't wait. And do beams likewise, a particular portion of beam, if not all, which you can do in half an hour, 30 minutes, take that and do that. So in 30 minutes, maybe your what you call it, tensile mixer is empty, so another would come, no problem. You do that portion, that area of beams, and come back immediately. Don't come back from that and come back to original one. From here you commence with and do again. Fill it and start slab pour also simultaneously and vibrate. Means 2 layers of beam you are pouring and slab and vibration. This is your sequence of normal pouring. Yes, if beam is only 20 down, 30 down, in that case you can do together, but it is for every beam. Deeper depth and pressure of pump release in combination can harm your shutter. Bulge it, open it or move it. Both are not acceptable, remember. This is one sequence. And remember, do not waste time. Let your masons, crew take care of this for vibration and finishing amicably. Do not wait for 1 hour or 2 hours. There is no meaning to that. Move it. Move it fast. It may be hot or it may be cold. Don't worry, because you are going to do curing on that, immediate curing to avoid shrinkage cracks. You must have some arrangement on site, that finishing, which class of finish you want. Generally it's rough finish everywhere where flow topping has to come. It's generally, and don't add more water there, just hold on. Do not allow masons, they generally add water and finish it, or do something else and finish it. No, don't allow that. No more water, no more cement. No, do it as it is. It's difficult for mason, I know, but for good concrete you have to do that. You have to do that for all. And there may be some upstands also. Possibility is there. At periphery particularly, if not in middle or intermediate area. At periphery there could be upstands. Probably. You cannot do them if shutters are not ready. If you have provided shutters ready for upstands, you can cast them as well. It depends on your preparation. You have started moving from one end and going to you have started another area also. If you have pump and you have access to that area, you may be starting with double speed. It depends upon your end and batching plant arrangements. Now this is ongoing. If there is any break or there is any displacement of reinforcing bars, or there is any damage to tying wire, or there is a replacement of covers, concrete covers, or something as that happens, you have to immediately repair that through steel fixers. Don't wait. Steel fixer must have a watch on this, continuous watch. And similarly, those people, carpenter, standing below this or on top, if some displacement happens, to correct that, they must do that immediately. Don't wait. Whole slab has to be done by this, and when there's a lift beam, I mean to say lift value you have done already. If there's a beam portion, that you have to do that also. Remember what I'm saying, understand? There's a lift one, and lift you cost, last lift you cost only up to bottom of beam. So you have to do that portion also if you are prepared for, and you have to stair portion also if you prefer. Means either whole flight or one flight out of two flights you have to do with the slab. So there is a waste on that up to below landing, last construction joint if it was there, up to from construction joint to this landing, top landing or slab, waste slab and steps you have to do. It will take of course some time there, but you have to do that. Your slab shall be cast like that. This is, I mean say, this is principal statement. There is no specification in that, just complete specifications apply. Now say, it is said 10 hours or 12 hours is taken, let us say minimum 12 hours is taken for whole slab just to concrete that, just to pour that. It happens practically 20 hours, 24 hours sometimes, depending on quality. It will be night time you have to do, you have to provide flashlights or floodlights or lights and work on. Of course you are tired, very much tired you will be. That's another part. You have to take drinks, I mean to say tea, coffee, cold, or your labor has to take their food. All have to go. In a professional way, you provide rest to them. Pause, let's pause 10 minutes, 15 minutes for a cup of tea or soft drink or half an hour of food. Like that, it has to move, and you yourself too. Immediately, say it's a gap of say 12 hours or 40 hours. This means some part where you started in the beginning must have set long before. So you must be clear of that. You cannot wait till line, the whole slab is poured. You must be ready with curing compound to spray on that portion. Who is this gentleman? I do not know. Portion you have to spray this compound, and immature is a fact. We don't want shrinkage cracks. Shrink is immediate cure, apply cure on that, and that is the important one. And if you don't apply that, it slabs, then you cannot control those cracks. Curing compound immediately apply, and if you cannot apply curing compound because of some reasons you don't have that provision, then you must cover that portion immediately after it is finished with polythene sheet. Immediately. So that water vapors, water particles do not evaporate from concrete. It should remain in polythene, let us say for 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours. And if you feel that yes, it is set now, or after 6 hours it is set now, you can remove that polythene, spread on that portion your Hessian cloth and cover that with polythene sheet. Only for that portion where curing has started, and gradually you can move to cover all those portions which have in follow-up start hardening after setting. This is usual process for which you must have trained persons or trained group to this. Keep this your Hessian bags saturated in drums full of water. Take out from that, keep your polythene sheets ready on slab, and once masons say yes, I have finished this portion, spread on that your polythene sheet immediately for few hours, couple of hours, and then you see as they start hardening, setting, you can go on that, it's starting evaporation, then cover with Hessian, saturate with Hessian, further covered with polythene sheet. This is sequence of immediate curing until the whole slab is poured. Whole slab is poured. And remember, at end, when you reach end, you are not sure about quantity of concrete, because practically there is a difference in quantity of concrete. What you calculated from drawing and actually do it, that's some difference, nominal difference. So at end, when you reach end, you have to wait just to see how many cubic meter concrete more do you want. Otherwise, if you get short of that, you have to wait again, or if you have more, you have to throw that concrete waste. So at end, you should be little patient. To wait means how much we need more. Also, you are pouring not only beams and slab portion, you are also pouring column necks. Column necks must be very clear to understand that this is part of column. Just like beam is there, it's a part of column and beam. So must be taken care of. And once you do all this, think of construction joint that still exists there. If columns have to go up, here you pour, this portion of column must be let in straight. Immediately you do is fine. And if the noise are possible, then you cover with bags and polythene sheet for curing, and next day you take care of that. So this is very, very different pour. I'm talking very ordinary pour. And this is ordinary pour in a sense. This is not thermal curing, this is water curing. And next day, when you come after complete slab and you say now it's all set, you can say remove this immediately, all polythene and this, and pour water, or you just pour water on that, flood, so water goes below. It should be there all time, covered with adhesion and polythene and filled with water. Water will automatically take its position going around, and your curing is automatic. It's done for whatever this, keep it flooded, and particularly for 2-3 days it must be done intensively. After that you can start your work, or you're fixing, you can start, no problem. Water doesn't stop your work. You can start further temporary arrangement for column reinforcement, placing, fixing, and further work you can do on that. That's no bar. This is basics I'm telling you about pour, and this method of curing is very normal. Curing is very important part. If you miss that, you will miss everything. Concrete shall not have a meaning if you don't take care of curing. And I would suggest also keep some cubes on site. It's not mandated in pour. If you keep some concrete cubes filled on this slab itself in the same conditions, you can test them also. It's not big deal, can be done. Now your exposed steel bars are there on this slab. Your pouring is finished, you are winding up. Cover all these bars with polythene, exposed bars with polythene, so that these are protected from oxidation, from process of corrosion, from moisture. You may feel very untidy, tired, fatigued persons, but a degree of happiness also lies in you that we have done this slab. We are going for further, and you have to wait for until slab is struck of shuttering. But don't forget, it takes time, and you have to prepare for another one, next one or other project one. Why I am telling you this? Because it's difficult to understand sequences of activities, just like I say column and beam connection, beam and slab. All these are very important connections. And we have to deliver mechanism. It's not simply slab. Complete mechanism of framing, three-dimensional framing based on two-dimensional frame and based on cross-dimensional framing. This system is required. This system demands that your concrete should be uniform, homogeneous, but it is not. It should be. Should be doesn't mean it is. They say your concrete as far as possible should be uniformly mixed. It should be homogeneous, not heterogeneous. But every batch is different, every mix is different, yet we consider this is uniform, this is homogeneous. We subject to consideration of assumptions that almost is the same. And once you do this, now other point I'll tell here, this is process I told you. Now I will also tell something which is relevant to that, and that is what type of cement did you use for that. That is major point. Just to consider our work we have done. But now I'm talking something theoretical. One is OPC, ordinary Portland cement. We know all. This comprises of limestone, silica and many chemicals. More than 65% is limestone. That's ordinary Portland cement. It's best one, of course, material wise, it's best one. But because it is fast reacting, it doesn't wait. It can give you cracking, air crack or some other crack. It doesn't work to your command. This is very old story. There was a time when we had only OPC. But now, due to advancement of technology, modern engineering, we have many options. Options. What is option? There was an option of SRC, sulfate resisting cement, long back. When I was young, in 80s, there was SRC, it was called, in replacement to OPC for foundations where sulfate resistant soils are available. Sulfate resistant soils. There SRC was generated. It was innovative that you can use SRC in those places, in foundations where sulfate soils are available. Now that's old, that's obsolete. Now there is one, it's called PFA, that is ash, fuel ash, pulverized fuel ash, which has got its own properties, its own fineness. Limitations are there, but this is useful material for concrete to some extent. To some extent means we cannot say that this is cement, but it is cement supporting material. It is supplementary material, supplementary cementing material. It, whatever quantity we use for this in concrete, it replaces that cement quantity. Let us say we are saying 25% we are using fuel ash in concrete. That is 25% replacement of OPC there. Let us say this 50 kilogram cement bag. We say 25% we remove means 12.5 kilogram we are replacing OPC and putting in with fly ash. This means that. Means when fly ash comes in contact with water and cement, it works as cement. Basically it's not cementing material, it supports cementing material, but it adds to property, its own property, and more than 25% it's not. It doesn't work in fact. This is first supplementary cementing material we consider for you can say adding property of low shrinkage to cement means slow setting, and also that it is equally finer, it helps in consistency of concrete and also in temperature management. Then there is another one, that is GBS, you know it, glass granulated blast furnace slag. This is another cement supplementary material, and this has vast properties, much more flexible than your PFA. As I said, it can be ground more, its fineness can be increased. Fineness modulus, fineness means as much as you grind it, you reduce its particle size so that a specific area is increased. And increase in a specific area is in better standard of better use of cement. A more fine is better. This is blast furnace slag. This comes from iron smelters. This can replace cement up to 70%. Up to 70%, in some cases 80% also, but I would say, okay, let's say I have used up to 70% set that kind of material. What does it mean? It means if you have 50 kilogram cement bag, and if you 70% say 35 kilogram, this means 35 kilogram OPC you are removing from that bag and refilling with 70, that doing equal weight of GGBS. Out of 50 kilogram, 35 you are removing and filling with GGBS. GGBS is very strong, valuable material. Benefit of this are many. Let us say two benefits only. One benefit is that it is environment friendly. Carbon dioxide content are reduced if you use this cementing material. 50 kilogram bag gives you about 45 kilogram of carbon dioxide. 50 kilogram bags, when reacts with water, it releases 45 kilogram carbon dioxide, which is a harmful material and spoils air, pollutes air. When you use this 35 kilogram of cement, this carbon dioxide would come down to 1/8 or say negligible. You are protecting to that extent pollution in air. And remember how many million bags are used every day all over world or in our country. If you are using GGBS, first point is that it is environment friendly. Second point is that GGBS is much more flexible than fuel ash. It can be fined, it can be ground to any fineness. It can help concrete in variations. You can use it your way. And it is low shrinking. It takes time to shrink. I'm saying takes time to set, lower cracks, better mix, which means better water cement control because of fineness of granules, glass granules, glass shaped granules, glass granulated, ground granulated, these slag particles. This increases cementing power of concrete. This increases cementing power of OPC, and it can help you in reducing shrinkage cracks. Of course, it delays some setting time, initial setting time by 20% probably, but final setting time of concrete is same, final strength is same, final property is same, durability is increased. Durability means how longer this concrete works. You are minimizing carbon dioxide contribution to air. you are minimizing cracks, immediate cracks, and you are giving better finished concrete because of fineness and use of concrete. Another one is microsilica, which is actually silica fumes. Fume means smoke. When we say fume, this means what I say, smoke particles, silica fumes. Smoke particles. When you cigarette, they are smoke it, you release smoke. What is size of those particles? Can you imagine? These smoke particles means silica fumes, we call it silica smoke particles. These particles actually enter cement particles. Cement, each particle this can enter and coat that particle. This silica fume, this goes into particles of cement and coat each particle, keeps them suspended, keep them in the stance of coating, and these do not mix together. This is property of silica fumes. Microsilica it is called. Means finer than silica, much finer than silica, much finer than cement particle, and its performance is that it captures cement particle until it is used. We know this is expensive material, therefore we use only 9% or 10% of cement replacement. But this is very good material from its practical viewpoint, if you can use it. When you use microsilica, until you apply vibrator to that concrete, it will not set. Other concrete would set even if you don't apply vibrator, but you have to compact that. If you don't compact, it will set otherwise also, but microsilica concrete would not set. Until you break these bonds, these suspension particles in concrete or in microsilica you will mix with, means until you apply vibrator, these particles of smoke covering cement will not come out. That is the benefit in that. This means you can delay use of concrete for a couple of hours. If you want to know, I want to hold concrete for 4 hours, there's some problem on site or there's some other problem, you can hold that. That's not case with GGBS, that's not case with PFA. So every material has one benefit and other one. Otherwise, there is no use of SRC, whether you use PFA or you use GGBS or you use MS. SRC is not required because these are all SRC type. GGBS is very common, PFA is little common, and MSA is in big projects which are, we don't mind expenses, I use some there. So this is what I'm telling, we have to understand something about this. And we have also to understand something about size of aggregates, coarse aggregates. There are many definitions what size should be. Somebody says 20 mm nominal size, somebody says 20 mm, 12 mm, 10 mm, this how many grading of aggregates. So many code requirements are there. Elongation index, eroding index, this and that, so many area. So long particles are not required because interconnection become difficult. Granular particles, granular are required. Globular particles are not, spherical particles like are not required because there is no connection between spherical particles, but this interlocking is very good in angular aggregates. And then angular aggregates, there are the gaps where your dust or sand comes in, and then this cement goes there. So complete interlocked mix is ready, and that is concrete when water is. This is also a part of concrete technology. Though you will get mixed up material from there, no problem. They will also make some plasticizer, some admixture into that, and so many, because sometimes it takes 2 hours for transport, so they use plasticizer so that concrete doesn't start setting in. They have to require slump the need, so accordingly some materials, some admixtures are added to concrete. That depends upon trial and how it works. That's all part of your pour. I explain to you this because people should know it. They should know about this. How to protect cracking. Cracking is very common. Though it's not going to immediately harm structure, but surface cracking is very common in construction. Very common. I'll now sit down and let me sit down better for half an hour, because I was feeling too drowsy. I just did not. Now I sit. Now this is about slab. I have talked to you about how to pour, how to plan, and how to do curing for columns, of slabs, and of other materials. And I'll read now text that I have written for this so that I can further go on that. It's very important one. Where is the text? Let me see. Yeah, it's there. I had said this was checklist for yes, suspended slab works. Let me read first, then we'll explain. Conduct. It's written. Conduct in-depth coordination on drawings for relevant involved activities. Ensure that all structural and coordinated services drawings are ready for construction. Actual details pertaining following settings should be charted out clearly for communication to site. Errors may mar site work in suspended slab case. Setting of all grids in both directions. Drawings are ready. All access scaffolding details are ready. All supporting system scaffolding drawings are ready, duly approved or certified by designer or manufacturer. All access scaffolding details are ready. All steps, types, ladders are ready whenever required. Materials for all areas ready for safe working in and around of pourable area. Materials for all areas are ready for preparatory works. All rebars are ready, duly tagged. Ensure all columns and RCC walls are poured. Ensure construction joints are made on column tops. Ensure datum level lines are marked on column surfaces. Ensure datum level lines are marked on RCC wall surfaces. Ensure erection of supporting either mechanical system or other system is well handled by a specialist trained team of riggers. Ensure that erection or installation of system provides a good space to circulate within. Ensure fixing of all beams bottoms of downstands are commenced with at right locations all over area. This is an important activity and must be ensured for correctness by land surveyor or an experienced foreman. Leveling of beam soffit is significant. Leveling of beam soffit is significant but should be within approximation at this stage, for it would be corrected by adjustments at final level check. Ensure that beam sides are able to be stripped out conveniently while beam soffit is in place. Soffit may be in place for defined duration of form strike. Ensure slab soffit levels are correct and system is installed accordingly. Ensure safety rail is available. Safety soffit levels are correct. Wait a minute. Ensure slab soffit levels are correct and system is installed accordingly. Ensure safety rail is available, duly installed around working area from safety regions. Ensure location of construction joints if so required for a major bore. Ensure that beam sides could be struck easily prior to slab soffit forms. Make sure correctness by checking levels on slab. Make sure correctness of dimensions of beam sections. Make sure, if so required, timber fillets are fixed on beam corners for exposed faces. Make sure that form strikes oil applied. Make sure that form strike oil applied and dried out prior to placing rebars. Ensure that rebars are centered and fixed to meet requirement. Beams may be prefabricated on ground if so convenient. Otherwise, these could be on location assembled. Ensure that all bars are tightly bound and concrete or plastic spaces fixed uniformly. Ensure that all services blockouts are marked and fixed wherever shown. Ensure bathroom reinforcement is placed as required. Ensure that electrical first fix conduit work is done satisfactorily and inspected by competent electrical engineer. Ensure adequate overlaps are available. Ensure adequate overlaps are available for next floor if that being case. Make sure that all overlaps or extending bars are well held by ring or stirrups. Make sure that all mechanical connectors, if used in place of overlaps, are well placed and tightened well. Ensure that adequate space is available after mechanical connectors are used for passage of vibrator needle. In case epoxy coated bars are included, ensure continuous activity of epoxy touch-up paint is made. Make sure all previous concrete joints are well cleaned by scabbling or hacking. Ensure that no dirt or timber piece etc. is available after cleaning by air compressor is done. It's hot, keep form cool by allowing water. Every care is required to check that flash setting would be avoided. Then ensure that stair portion to be poured with slab is well scabbled at joint locations and rebars are cleaned properly. Ensure that stair portion to be poured with slab is well scabbled at joint locations and rebars are cleaned properly. Ensure air of cleaning off all airlift. Okay. Then oh, then ensure cleaning of lift well rebars. Then ensure all blocks outs or inserts are in place. Make sure if so required scaffolding manufacturer certification is obtained for scaffolding supporting system being sound. Then make sure that all portions of beam down stands are well secured by fixing tie bolts wherever required. Ensure that all columns, caps, forms are in plumb and well secured. Ensure a thorough inspection is conducted for all preparatory as well as temporary works. No doubt should remain unattended. Plan pouring activity in all respects, defining locations of pumps and truck mixers. Make sure that certain formwork strips now chart out concrete start timings. I'm just repeating this for your reference. Chart out concrete start timings, chart out truck arrival sequence, define concrete date, define concrete duration, define curing procedure, check all equipment availability, make sure that testing laboratory technicians would attend in time. Prior to concrete pour, check all supports and systems again. Make sure that adequate workers strength would be available during pour. Make sure that concrete pour timings match with temporary range. Make sure that concrete pour timings match with temperature range. Do not work in haste. As work must be safely carried out. Make sure that responsible supervising engineer would be available during pouring. In case there is already one slab below system, ensure that additional supporting system is installed there. Depending on day of previous concrete below slab, only once safety is overlooked, site shall be prone to untoward incidents. Now this was one point to explain. Now Now there is another point. This is for general form work actually. Actually speaking, what I am talking is about big slab or small slab. This is where we are talking concrete only. Concrete only is one part, but that is not end. We have poured concrete, this means we have done half work. Whether it is foundation or it is groundwork or it is superstructure, column, beam, slab. We poured. This is half because we have to open it also when its period is over. Period of what? Period of its curing and it's time to open. There are two ways. Why we open first of all? Because we have closed one. This pouring of slab or column or beams or foundations is actually cover work. Cover in a sense we cover by shutters. We cover by shutters because there is human on earth cannot be covered forever. Cannot be covered forever. We have to open it, and that is called striking shutters. Striking shutter, de-shuttering we call it, which is very important activity. Means one should have confidence there when activity goes on. What we actually should do, let us see, as I said before, vertical members and horizontal members. There are 2 points: vertical member, inclined member, or horizontal members. Vertical members require less time. Less time means it requires 24 to 48 hours, within which time you can remove those shutters from concrete. Let's say for column, for small column or stub column, for sides of foundations. This can be removed within 24 to 48 hours. Whether you do or do not, we cannot answer this, but I think when somebody is doing, you should be doing that. When somebody is doing that, means when somebody is doing shutters, you have to ask him what value of this. What value of shutter is important, because you need these shutters for other works also. What is use of money here? Now shutter which is there with concrete, wet concrete, when concrete sets, concrete hardens, it loses grip with shutter, or shutter loses grip. You can say both way. It loses, you lose grip. It's hot. Let me put on my fan for a while. Hot. Okay. Column foundation, which is square one or beam or whatever it is, it has only shutter vertical, no horizontal shutter, because it's resting, it rests on blinding concrete. So 2 side shutters are removed, and you can remove in between 24 and 48 hours of pouring. You remove that, no problem, but you have to cure it. Even if you don't remove, you have to cure it. Cure means keep wet. That is so simple. You remove it. After removing that foundation shutters, what you have to do? You have to inspect that surface, see what is problem there in quality. If there is some quality problem, you have to discuss this with your supervising engineer or your consulting engineer. And if you think there is honeycombing, or there is some void, or there is some missing, or some crack or something like that, you have to discuss, because you cannot leave as it is. Concrete should be master concrete. No honeycombing, no porosity, nothing acceptable. You have to discuss with this and solve problem is to be resolved, proposal is to be made, and if you have already approvals for that materials, you can apply those materials provided it is informed and discussed with them. This is called remedial action. When something is not done properly by error or by ignorance, this has to be repaired. You cannot hide it. This is one part. There's another part, let us say vertical number of columns. Column is very difficult item, particularly in bottom portion of column, where sometimes you are unable to vibrate properly and there is defective management. Means honeycombing is there, honeycombing is porosity is there, some pores are seen, it means bubbles have gone out of concrete creating pores. That is maybe due to over vibration, or this can be due to over water. Generally this defect comes because of over vibrations or under vibration both. Full vibration would not cause this effect. That's another part. So we have to inspect after removal of shutters and see each surface closely. If it's okay, fine, cover it with curing compound. If you have, you can cover foundation with curing compound. Put water on that vertical surface and horizontal surface and spray with compound gun temporarily. If there's no work on that for means for many days, you can leave it as it is. Don't cure, just curing compound. And same thing applies for column. Means if you feel there's no problem to repair this, or you have decided to repair with concerns, say with epoxy, you agree I'll like epoxy, immediately apply that, remove all this loose portion with your machine or with chips or whatever as soon as possible before further hardening of concrete, and apply your epoxy on that and let this be approved. And epoxy sets within 2-3 hours. It doesn't take many days. So you just apply water on that, water particles on that, spray on all surface and spray your curing compound thoroughly, uniformly on the surface and leave it. This is for vertical surface I'm telling. Horizontal surfaces are a problematic issue as far as curing compound is concerned. I'll say how it is. For example, on foundation vertical members we can use curing compound. Horizontal footings, you can better. Of course, even if you spray curing compound, you have to use water for that portion. Because people walk on that, we do so much work on that. You are now in a position to understand what I'm talking of. Now comes to slab position. We talk today. Actually, total surface area is to be cured. Total surface area. When you have done slab, I want these beam sides after 2 days to shift to thermal site. But it's so complicated work on slab that you cannot even enter there because of scaffolding support. If you do not know the position, first is beam. Let us say you cast 2 days back. Sides of beams. If you are interested that I need this urgently, then you can take vertical sides of beams if your shuttering allows that. Shuttering means shuttering if remain inside shall not be removable. You can take out those beams, but it's not easy. You have to work a lot on that. You have to go inside at beam and open all this. First you have to remove all supports, then you have to remove these bolts if bolts are these, and then only you can take out those beam shutters. But don't forget, you are getting advantage of beam shutters. You may not get column shutters also because they are neck columns. So you are in a feeling that your one part expense, it doesn't matter any expense, it expense. You then got an idea, let somebody read this, In specifications you find something. It says if you say column spacing to spacing is 5 meters, beam is 5 meters span, this means slab is also 5 meters span, or 3 meters span, or 10 meters span, or whatever span is there. Longer span means longer period required for curing and its form. Only vertical sides are free from that restriction if you can work on them successfully. Otherwise, don't do that. Let it be there, because you will unnecessarily spend your time on that to take out those shutters which may be of no use temporarily. You spend time, you spend money, you take them out, drop on floor, and this drop may impact on your props. Probably this can impact your prop. Until it is very urgent, do not take that out, because ultimately after 10 days you have to remove that. If it is GG based concrete, it takes little delayed strength, initial strength, but it's not that it takes unlimited one. Maybe in ordinary case you remove after 8 days, in this case you may remove in 10 days maximum. You can check your strength. If cube strength permits that, you can do that. That's not a problem. I generally don't permit to take out sides because it's very difficult. In fact, you have to go to all beams and there's so much obstruction because of your system, supporting system, which is if it's props or if it's coupler, it's same thing. You have to remove all those horizontal members and go there to deal with that, and it's all dangerous. In fact, any harm thing can happen, so better don't do that, don't remove that props. Now you continue on work, continue your work, that's important one. "8 days to 10 days to 12 days you have to wait for your curing, and then you have entered all this in the register. Then you can say plan for removal of shutters, which is actually critical activity in a sense that neither boys nor girls are well equipped with engineering. Now you are removing, say, beams. You are removing beams, sides. Before that you will take out all these bracings. Bracings means horizontal member and cross members. Here is a binding your scaffolding system or supporting system. You will take out all these pipes, inclined pipes, horizontal pipes, and later on taking out these horizontal transoms also. Now it will take a lot of time to de-shutter. De-shutter will take maybe 3 to 4 days sometimes. Yes, it takes, because you have to go to each point, remove bolts, access ways you have to get, annual check you have to get, and that's, if 1 or 2 carpenters are there, it takes many more days. If 4 carpenters are there, you will save some time and you may move in. All first you take out sides of beams, then you start taking bottom of slabs. You are taking one by one all pieces. First you have taken out bracings and horizontal members also, still it's intact. Your access to go in to top of ceiling, while your exposed surfaces are still under curing and people are working there. Then you are taking down easily all these column supports, neck supports, beam supports, all that we take out. It looks that only vertical supports are there and all are taken out. Then you see slab columns must also be removed. Remember, your slab is able to take some load at this stage because 70% of 9 hours have what? Okay, we will go further, no problem. We have only scaffolding system now, all we have removed. Be careful about slab because its removal of forms is not easy. You have to drop there somewhere here first. Do not drop down to ground or floor. It will harm yourself first and then someone else. So it is from safety viewpoint that we have to be very careful while removing shuttering. On top itself you can just try to keep some arrangement there and keep, after just dropping from slab only say 5 inches or 6 inches there, keep it for few hours and then you come down, you drop it. So that is also a constant management there. Contract says that you have safety of this also, because you are not everywhere, workers are everywhere. They will just put that way and just throw it and break pile your plies and something used with that. So be gentlemen, do not be harsh in geology or in geology. When all your shutters are open gradually and removed from sight, keep them some stackwise. Your slab is now free. Your neck columns are free. Your beams are free. You had already cured top of your slab, exposed portion. Right? Inspect this, each item, because it is very critical area. If you find something unreasonable, later discuss with you. This is very important. If you detect your defects yourself, if you cannot, somebody else will do it. I have seen defects very general, like bottom portion of slab we call suffering. This early education is the lot. You have to cure if required, not necessary, because already 7 days have lapsed, 8 days have lapsed, and maybe 10 days left, so there is no question to cure it now until it is defined more than 12 days. If you are more than 12 days, then you are short of time. If you see soffit of your slab, soffit I mean underside of your slab, you will find some defects. And those defects are very ridiculous type. You know what happens when you level your shutters? There is a confusion among people, they raise little. Oh, I give camber to different. It's not required, but they do. So what happens, actually they do not control it. There's some even unevenness in your slab bottom soffit. Sometimes it is excessive down or excessive up. And this is very, very minor, means you see by eyes. Yes, if there is provision of suspended ceiling or false ceiling in that area, you can hide this with that. Even hiding is no solution, because you cannot hide it. First of all, you cannot take it to your workshop. You can take this photograph. I saw one site where all slab bottom was uneven, depression down or somewhere. So I said, how you do it? They do not know how to do it. This was exposed one, no false ceiling there. What to do in that case? We have to be clear. Defects in concrete, how to rectify them? Is that not a point? We cannot simply say we are open shutters, remote shutters, it's okay. No. Defects belong to you. Defects belong to you. You cannot run away from defects. Let us say honeycombing. Honeycombing means small voids on surface, holes on surface. You can see by close, oh, it's not good surface, very hole. Honeycombing. One is void, means in some places there is no concrete. There's some cracks appearing. And that is there is some surface which is bulging. Bulging means coming out of line. And no follow-up system, because we always fear systems. We forget that this is essential, yet they forget. Now what to deal with this? There is bulging, there is honeycombing, there is voids, or there may be something alignment like that. These defects, rectification is also very vast area to learn. What we learn actually in our 20th century, if there is bulging, what to do? Bulging means this is my surface, it's coming out like this, out of surface, not in, out. No other way. If it's not fair face. In case of fair face, you cannot solve this problem. In otherwise, where you have the plaster, you chip out this surface, this additional concrete, tick, 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 chisel, and you have to do it manually. No other way. You have to do that and provide a finish on that surface. Immediately apply on this paint or something you have to use. When there is honeycombing, Honeycombing, this defect is caused due to many reasons. What reason is that? When you apply vibrator is not properly applied or over applied, both ways. Not concentrated applied. So what happens? Your concrete is not compacted well and it is porous. Means it can take water in from atmosphere or from somewhere else, and it can enter into all concrete and steel, and continuously, because this is root, continuous water can come in. So only ways we have to chip that concrete and see how it is. If it's not very much, then we can just repair there by canning. What canning we have. Then you can also go for another application of manufacturers advice, chemical manufacturers. You can inject resin into that, resin, chemical resin. And when you see that, you lock down those wires. You, there's another one, voids, खोखला, खोखला समझते हैं, voids means it's not concrete actually, just portion of soft material, and it can never work as concrete. That portion has no solution but to chip out whole soft portion until you reach hard portion. We have to chip that and provide some small shutters there, which is called ladder box pouring. Ladder box we call it, and in that we shutter it, and small portion we keep inclined at top. I mean to say, if this is that shutter, let us say, here we provide inclined portion, the concrete put there goes in. That ladder box we have to use for this, and then this concrete becomes concrete itself. There are many other precautionary measures and many other, you can say, works, or you may say procedure how to do it, or we have to refer to chemical manufacturer procedures, what its item says, because we can select items or materials, or we can select items from that word which is Chandam, this is Chandya, I'm talking of defects. Actually, there are a number of defects seen in concrete. I will take that one here, but I'm just taking normal defects. If these defects are not repaired, then NCR can be issued, remember. And NCR is always a problem. It cannot go by wires, it can go by something else. If you go on slab or on beams, you will find similar kind of defects, means honeycombing, voids, or sometimes you may find steel is touching your surface. These are very difficult defects. You can say negligent defects, and this requires same type of treatment. You have to agree methods of. And you know, if you go to slab, it's expensive. You have to go up, find this, repair this. And also, if you go on to slab, you will find cracks or something there. You have to be careful. These are very common defects, and treatments are there. And generally, epoxy is considered best for these. Generally, epoxy even for your filling of cracks, or for there's something. There's another micron materials too, but I think this up to Kenya. So what else? This slab is going to be used for floor or roof. It's not that hard till now. because only 7 days or 10 days have gone. You might have done some upstand on that, and some portion is required for water treatment or waterproof treatment for wet areas, and some shall be required for your flooring work, and some may require some very complicated thin material for floor. It may be power float, it may be not power float, rough treatment, depends on what is specified. But whatever is there, except power float, you shall require in future that this surface should be latency free. And what is latent? Latence is, it's set portion where your motor is left on the whole surface. That time you feel not energetic, that you do all that day and you forget later on. But one thing is very certain, if you have to do flooring on that, you will need bonding with that surface. So it's better if you apply your scabbler on that surface immediately to remove this latence, this soft material, and expose aggregates all surface. Same thing you can do with columns also, column surface, which is very valuable your brains. So these defects and this management you have to do at one time. Then you have to see what to do further. If I take another example I was explaining to you, this very important example, though it's not relevant to slab, but it's example, and it says that this pedestal footing for steel frames means this is actually steel frames or steel column, you can say, you will call it angle or whatever I say, some call it I, but it's structural framing, which is not RCC column but RCC foundation based steel column. These steel are already available in your workshops or factories, and you can place order for this. These are only three. We'll say one is blinding, one is foundation, and then this is erection of structural steel. You might get so many things with you. All lines are telling that. Now what this pedestal says, I'll read for you first, and then we'll talk of pedestal. What does it mean? Though it is pedestal I am calling, actually this is a foundation with steel reinforcement and everything as such, but with a groove in that groove. Groove means GROOVE, pocket, you can say pocket, because that pocket contains later on an anchor bolt and grouted. This shall get anchor bolts at a plate, a steel plate with anchor bolts in, and later on to be placed in that and grouted. That's the difference is, in that column of RCC you are taking steel bars up and continue with that. Here no steel bar but anchor bolt. These bolts are required for that steel column to come in and connect with that. That is called structural steel connection. So what it says, it is checklist for RCC pedestal footings for steel framework. We call it use term pedestal for approximate cubical size of footing, of course. It says ensure settings out on blinding is okay. Blinding we assume is okay. Then ensure reinforcement in form of cage is rightly fabricated in all directions. You remember I showed to you one sketch yesterday, just I bring that to you so that it's better clear now rather than postponing it. It's very important. Yes, it is here. I'll just show you that one. And by chance it's there, I'll show you that one. Before you can see that, let me just do over here. You can see. If you can understand this, you see, in this case, is a case, I have written here a groove to be left in for taking extension. I am writing extension for this grip to be grouted with it's written here, see, with non-shrinking cement concrete after erection. This is groove here in middle, and you can see a case around, case of steel, case of bars, which case is cubical in size, means length, breadth and height, and there is a foundation blinding below. This cage of steel is prefabricated one or can be fabricated on site itself and shuttered accordingly. This is generally used in such foundations which are heavy, and it clearly depicts what you say. So it clearly says here, I can read for you. This is dotted line indicates proposed concrete profile, and this is typical reinforcement general. Details for a extension, footing for a shed column, putting in power stitcher. No, this again you see what it is. I should not see that one. It's written here. Another writing is here, you can see that closely. Dotted line, which actually is concrete line, which is not done yet. This dotted line here, this is going up to here, all the way, and this is your note on. I think you're clear about this. So what I'm talking here, yes. So what I say, ensure setting out of blinding is okay. Ensure reinforcement in form of cage is rightly fabricated in all directions. Ensure concrete covers are provided to meet requirement. Ensure void or pocket for bolts portion is provided within top of cage. Ensure pocket blockout is fabricated correct to truncated dimension. In case anchor bolt plate needs to be provided, blockout shall not be required. What it says? It says, okay, let me read first. Have form corrected to required dimensions on all sides. Have it be well secured and supported. Have rebar cage placed in. Ensure pocket block out placed by approved supports to hang within pad volume. Check grids and grid measurements. Check dimensions of forms. Check top of concrete level fixing arrangement fix. Now what it says actually, simply it says something. says we have fixed, first of all we have done blinding, after excavation is done, compaction is done. We have layout, we have done layout of that foundation as usual. Then we have brought this cage duly fabricated with this pocket, covered blocks and bottom, top, everywhere, and placed there on its location. We will shutter it, provide shutters externally and internally for this pocket. This pocket, since we are not going to concrete now, we will put some shutters in a design. Truncated design means not actually cubical, it should be little tapered. Tapered in the sense that there should be a groove in concrete, not exactly vertical groove, but little tapered groove like this, bottom side higher than top side. So this will be groove like that, like that, tapered. So the grip is more tapered surface, particularly at top level less, bottom level more, and inclined surfaces. This shall give better grip than rectangular one, vertical one. This is one proposal, that we will keep that tapered zone without concrete, so that we fix such grooves in that with timber, and later on, once work is done, we remove that groove. And then we concrete. After we concrete and then cure, and then you remove that timber shutters outside and inside. This is one proposition. This means later on when we get these grooves and plate from manufacturer with machine, or with the angle or iron or steel, whatever you are doing there, we will fix those bolt and plates there, level it, and then we'll put grouting in that column, so that your column is stronger. Also there can be another proposal that no, I have to pour this bolt at same time and concrete groove, then grouting will not be required. In that case, these bolts shall directly be embedded in concrete. But generally we do not do that. We leave a pocket, and at later stage when you have to open this, you open it into this. Once this groove is ready, we put plate and bolt, and there are two types of grouting materials. There are two types of grouting materials. One grouting material is for stationary items, and another grouting material is for vibrating items. Now, since it is only stanchion, we say it's you can say light material which does not require grouting. If it is stationary, as in this case we say it is a column, there is a chemical known as cement mortar grouting, chemical mortar. We will grout that one in this portion after certain attachments. And if it is not stationary, it's vibratory mechanism, where there is a vibration coming from machine, then we do that by epoxy grouting, epoxy chemical. There's a little difference in this. When we cast this concrete, when we pour this concrete after arranging supports and everything, we have to pour 1 meter, say, we have to pour in a fashion that not more than 30 centimeter at one time. only 30 centimeter one time, pour it, compact and iron, reviewing vortex, vortex. Now let's go to another one, and that's also very important. What I said, because I'm going to conclude after that. This item is same item, but let us see what I said so far. Listen, I said so far that what was that? Yeah, checklist. This was ensure setting out of blinding, ensure reinforcement in the form of cage is right, ensure concrete covers are provided, ensure wider pocket for both portion is provided within top of cage, then ensure pocket blockout is fabricated correct to truncated dimension, truncate as said for grooves. In case anchor bolt plate needs to be provided, blockout shall not be required. So it says if bolt you provide there, no need of this pocket. Now have formwork erected to required dimensions. I have to be well secured and supported. Have rebar cage placed in. Ensure pockets block out placed by approved supports to hang up within pad volume. Check grid measurements. Check dimensions of forms. Check top of concrete. Top of levels fixing arrangements. Now checklist for RCC footing blocks for steel frame. Now footing is for long span steel frames. In plan it's a rectangular shape with considerable depth block. Kind of, plan it rectangular shape with consolidated depth block. Ensure setting out as blinding okay. Ensure reinforcement in form of cage or rightly fabricated in all directions. Ensure concrete covers are provided to meet requirement. Ensure void or pocket for bolts portion is provided. Let me see, charged or not. Yes, it's charged. Okay. Actually, there was some problem in laptop today in morning. I could not charge it properly. That's why I broke my. Anyway, leave it. I broke my video. I don't know what was the reason actually. Exact reason I don't know. In case ensure pocket blockout is fabricated correctly to truncated dimension as I said before. And in case anchor bolt plate does need be provided, blockout shall not be required, and have formwork erected to required dimension on all sides. Have it be well secured and supported. Have rebar cage placed in. Ensure dowels are for beams if so required are fixed. Ensure pocket blockout placed by approved support to hang with pad volume. Check grids and grid measurement. Check dimensions of forms. Check alignment of and plumb. Check supports of forms. Check top of concrete level. Fixing arrangements, and if demanded, grade beams can also be provided. Actually, I said before only for one, but it's not necessary that there be one column. We can take whole columns in one row and provide a common footing for them. That's no problem. But only problem is sometimes that if some cable comes in, maybe it's for a power station or with some other shed, There can be some service which can be interfered. We have to think that way, but what method we should know. I did that work long back. It's not improved as same. I have gone to UK. One time with this to attend some seminar. What we get in that, there's a difference if you just construct a shed for some facility, very small shed or big shed even for workshop or some factory or something, you won't find type of problem there. When you just construct a shed, for example, some power station, temporary power station, or you can say some chemical work, though it should be RCC, but in some case it's RCC and then a covering. So RCC industry gets saved. So what we have covered so far, in fact, we have covered building foundation, building excavation and foundation and groundwork, columns, framing, walls, lift walls, other walls, and thick type means different types of cage foundations. Also some other knowledge, common knowledge that can be talked together differently. And I see sometimes you have to use your own way. Even if it is single foundation, it's very difficult sometimes, because though I am saying it's separate foundations, but at plinth level or at ground floor level, this shall be provided with, say, a beam in some cases, if not at bottom. Obstruction will still be there, and then they have to maybe sheeting on that you have to take. And sometimes what happens, there is only structural steel framing, but internal there is column and slabs. Another structure within a structure, this happens. You mean there is a small building and around that is a big building of shed and a small building for some office work in that factory or on that big shop. So this depends on what load is coming on that, what movement is coming. Generally, when you provide a shed, these foundations are only in periphery, not within. Shed is always structural steel and big span. Only gable ends are provided different columns. Gable ends, I mean ends widthwise, and if it is in shade or in shade form, the RCC work on site becomes little less because of structural steel. Though it can be done by civil engineer, but SC, I mean a senior engineer, is expected to do lesser job. Just to keep your quality, what you have to see in such type of foundation is, say, net foundation, like cage foundation. Layout is no problem, blinding is no problem, you have to maintain level and do it. Then waterproofing is no problem. What you have to check? You have to check dimensions. That's very important. And not only dimensions, exact dimension for your reference, you have to make reference, as I said. Then after dimension, you can diagonal check you can do, and height you can do. Height according to level. It is because not much height, it is 1 meter, say, or 1.2 meters or 1.5 meters, say, not like 4 meter or 5 meter. And moreover, it's foundation, yet it's important. There can be an error of 1 millimeter or 2 millimeter in foundation, but since it can be covered, it can be accepted. But since cover is more, height is more, this tension is more, you will find exact scoring there. Both sides, not one side. You have to measure plumb on both sides. You have to measure side opening on the side. If sides you check all verticality and sidewise and alignment of this column in whole line, because ultimately structural steel is going to be embedded on that. And I think whatever building you do, I don't say. Whatever you do. Now, this is only foundation. When you have done all foundations and cast it, concrete issue comes. Which concrete? You have to do same concrete, low shearing concrete. And grouting is an issue here. You have to decide if you get bolts, okay, or you must get design of this grooves. If you don't have design of this grooves, you cannot move further. It should be properly dimensioned and located. And until it is done, you cannot move further. You cannot simply say because it didn't come manufactured, you have pressed maybe in August, September. You have planned accordingly. So if you take designs. Where you are going to provide these machines, because in this shed there would be some equipment, probably generators, alternators, switch gear, something else, transformers, possibly. Though this is shed, maybe this shed is only for vertical members and inclined framing, on that there could be sheeting or something else. All this would create problems for you to understand. And this gives you input about what you have to do. I will take it further discussion for this because many more items are going to come. Example, I will tell you what comes, what all I will discuss. I intend to discuss with people here is not only this, but also this is say, I will discuss in this same as DC generator or generator and alternator foundation work of RCC, which is actually machine foundation. And in that there are so many combinations, so many components like fabrication of steel lamina frame, RCC work of generator foundation, alternate foundation work, and then checklist of RCC for fair phase structures, which are on fair phase structure work, and then architectural finish as well. And after that, checklist for RCC hoodie slab and sloping portion floor slab, RCC sloping portion suspended slab work, and RCC heavy compression foundation. For RCC tabletop, you know, I show you tabletop. So this is that side of them. And there are many more. We'll discuss them and then we'll talk. For time being, I'm just going to close it. It's already, I think, it's there. Mr. Welcome whoever is there. I'm not able to read names. And I will say thanks to all who are there. Mr. Jilani Patwari. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Detari Babu, thank you very much. Uh, Diraj, Mr. Pandey, Mr. Fauzi, Islam, and three others, all are welcome. Well, what to do? It's difficult to see in light sometimes. So I'll end it now.